Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to the Brownwood Lions Coach Show here on KOXC. I'm Derek Stuckley, along with Brownwood Lions head football coach, athletic director Sammy Burnett. We are 2 days away from a very big district game Friday night, Coach. So how you feeling? How's the team looking so far this week?
Well, now you got my butterflies going. Kids have taken the week very seriously. We played last Thursday, and it seems like we had a bye week almost. It seems like it's been a while since we played, but our kids have been focused all week, worked extremely hard to put in our game plan. Tomorrow we'll kick the field and make sure we go over all the scenarios and possibilities that could happen in the game. And other than that, the hay's in the barn. Had 3 great days of practice. Our kids' focus is not just on Estacada, but where they want to be in the future, and they know to get there we got to stack days on days. So really proud with their focus and their intensity and their desire to get better and desire to learn and not just be stagnant. So all in all, I thought it was a good week.
Let's talk about Estacado a little bit. Let's start with their offense. And, of course, you were there. You saw them play Andrews Friday. What do they like to do offensively?
Well, they're big up front. They got some big linemen. They like to run the gap pull and kick schemes a lot. They got a big running back. He's about 6'3", 220, 225, a real powerful young man. He's a sophomore, but runs the ball extremely well. The quarterback throws the ball well, and he's versatile. He can move. Have some big receivers. 2 kids on the outside are pretty special. So they're very talented, offensively, and running and passing the football. So our goal is to take one of those away and force them to do what we think is a lesser for them, which is the passing game. I think they run the ball well, but I don't think they throw it as well as they run, so we'll try to take that element away for sure and force them to do one thing, and then knowing that they're doing that will make us better defensively. On the offensive side, they run a 3-3 stack, but they do a lot of stunting and stemming and just trying to confuse you up front. I feel like we can run the football and just sift out what they're trying to do and get to the second level. We can pick up yards. In the back end, they play a lot of man-free. They got some real talented receivers, secondary kids, corners, and safeties that just get in your face and play press man and challenge you to throw the ball down the field. They also challenge you to run the football, so they're doing the same thing. They're trying to take the passing game away from you and force you to run the ball and be different up front so that they can confuse the offensive front and, try to get you behind the chains. But like I said, we feel like we have a great game plan going into the game and feel like we can execute and win all 3 phases of the game. Will be successful. Like I said, once again, they're very talented. Lots of skilled kids, big linemen on both sides of the ball. Got a couple of big linebackers, and they're fast and strong, and they play well.
Do they remind you of anybody we've seen?
Yeah, they remind me a whole lot of Waco Conley. And if in the past, if you've seen La Vega play against us, they remind me of La Vega as well. So, like I said, again, very talented, very athletic group of kids. They're coming off of a big win in overtime against Andrews and probably got some momentum and are drinking the Kool-Aid and feeling pretty good about themselves. It's our job to, go out and hit them in the mouth early, try to get points on the board and try to get them sort of discouraged and confused and just sort of stay on them from the start. I feel if we can take the momentum and keep the momentum on our side, they'll get a little bit demoralized and maybe not play as hard. That's sort of high school football. You let them get the momentum like they did against Andrews. They were ahead the whole game. It's late in the third and fourth quarter that Andrews started doing something and was able late in the game to tie that ball game up. And as I saw that momentum shift change at the Andrews and Estacada game, I saw them sort of, having a little doubt, a little stress, a little concern. So our goal is to try to give them that all night long and see if we can't be more physical and execute better. Got to win the turnover game and also the special teams.
Obviously, a lot of things went well against Lakeview. What do you want to see improved from Thursday night's performance?
I want to see consistency. I want our kids to come out and play with the same passion. Our goal is to not play to our level of our opponents, but play to our level. Like I said before, use the gifts that the Lord's given you to the fullest. He gives you those gifts, and what you do with them is your choice. So we're trying to maximize our potential, be as consistent as possible every week in and week out, and get to where we can be a contender in the playoffs, not just an arriver. We don't just want to arrive to the playoffs. We want to take over, and that's sort of our goal. So for us, being stronger in the back end and our pass defense is important. We really worked on that. I think we were exposed a little bit against Big Spring, and we learned something from that. And we've been working really hard, making sure we have the right personnel packages in and making sure our schemes done in a way that is simple for the kids that they can understand and play fast. We definitely got to control the game on the defensive side up front. Our defensive line, we got to play well. Our linebackers got to play well. We got to swarm the football and make tackles. You can't let the big guy get going downhill because when he does, he can go a long ways. And, like I said, try to get them tendency oriented to where we know they're throwing the football and not running it as much. And if we do that, we feel like if we don't give them the big play and we don't turn the ball over, I think we can be successful.
Health-wise, how's things looking this week?
Right now, we still have let me think. Colton McMillan is still out with the leg injury, and then Cole Miller is still out with a groin. He hadn't practiced this week, and I don't anticipate him playing. Looking at Robert Trowbridge as a young man that's played for the JV and has done a really good job. We've looked at him. We'll continue to evaluate him, and we'll make that decision before tomorrow, whether we let him play on the JV or whether we bring him up for some depth on the varsity. Because I also forgot to mention that Trent Lofton, who is another defensive end for us, is out with a concussion protocol. So we have 2 starters throughout the year that are out. Really feel like we need a little bit of depth there. Also working Isaac Gray a little bit on that side of the ball. We really feel he can play that position, but we don't want to lose him on offense right now. So he'll be a guy that if we had to have him and he had to go in and to get us out of a game, we would use him as well. But also on the other side, on the back end side, Ike Hall's working some cornerback. Jordan Leach is working some cornerback. Thad Hines and Jason Jackson are working nickel and safety. So we're just trying to create more depth and gain the knowledge we need in case somebody goes down. We can have somebody step in and fill that role. So, but like I said, all in all, our kids are attentive. They're really working on the mental part of the game, the business side of it, which is the film watching, the studying, the scheme orientation, and all that. Not just the physical attributes that they're gifted with to go out there and play, but to be able to have the knowledge to go out there and play fast and play hard.
With the injuries y'all had earlier this season and the way the guys stepped up and the success y'all had, how much confidence does that give y'all going forward?
I think everybody on the team feels like they're a vital part of what we're doing. They know that they can go in the game at any time, and they may have to. And when your number's called, be prepared, be confident through your practices, and go out there and play the best of your ability and make sure you're not the reason the team isn't successful. They all take the burden of doing their job and making sure they do it well so that their teammates can do their job and trust each other and go out there. It doesn't matter who's on the field, trusting the coaches that we put those guys in the right positions, also trusting that your teammate's going to get the job done. So I think that's huge, the opportunity that they have to gain the experience, because you never know it through the course of the season. And as the season gets later, you're always seem to be hit with some kind of injury. So to have as much depth and having that every link of that chain strong is really important for us.
Friday night, also the last game at home for the seniors at Gordonwood Stadium. So, thoughts on that?
I think it's going to be a big night. There's going to be some emotion in that after the game, I think, once they realize it could possibly be the last game at Gordonwood Stadium. It's important for our fans to come out. I think without a doubt, we'll dominate the numbers in the stands. And it's important for us as a team to have our community behind us in there like we've always been all year. And, just a little intimidation to them going, man, I've never come to a place like this where they have so many people out supporting their teams and their kids and, sort of set the stage and let them be heard from the stands and help us win that momentum game. So I think it's going to be a great night. I think it's going to be a great night for our seniors. They do that senior walk at the end of the night to get introduced before the game, and I think that's important to recognize those guys that have been in the program their whole career and have sacrificed and put countless hours of work in for the common goal. So to have them honored on Friday night is going to be a big deal.
And tickets are available right now.
Yep, you can get those through tomorrow, 11 to 12, 1 to 4, and then Friday will be, why I said 11 to 12, sorry. Thursday, 8 to 12, 1 to 4, and then again on Friday, 8 to 12. Sorry, I didn't get much sleep last night. I'm a little tired. Right. No, it's not a 1 hour window. It's about a 4 hour window in the morning and 4 hour window in the afternoon, so 3 hour window, whatever. So get those 8 to 12, 1 to 4, Thursday, tomorrow, Friday, you can get them 8 to 12. Remember, it ends at 12 because Lisa has to get to the stadium and get everything set up for the ticket booths and all that, so they'll be ready to go on kickoff.
All right. Well, let's talk about some other sports. Of course, volleyball was in action last night.
Yeah, I was able to see that match with Stephenville. And I'll tell you what, Stephenville's they're leading the district for a reason. They got some great senior leadership. They got some very tall kids. They hit the ball extremely well. They're pretty dominant. Our girls weren't successful in that match, but as I've watched all three of those matches, they never surrender, man. And I like that fighter's heart that they have. They celebrated the moments that they were victorious and worked hard to try to stop what was happening when they weren't victorious. So I thought they listened to coaching well, and I think there's a lot of ground, a lot of foundation that they're building for the future. They're going to play again at home on Friday at 4:30 with the varsity, and then 6 and 6 with the sub-varsity. But I think it's important if we can get in the stands and watch them before you go to the football game, do so. They have an opportunity to beat Mineral Wells, and if they do, they'll have a play-in match because they'll be tied for fourth and give themselves a chance to get to the playoffs and cap a season that hasn't been what they wanted. But sometimes delayed gratification is the best thing. Work hard today so you can receive a reward tomorrow. We have 3 senior girls that I thought have led the team really well, so I tip my hat to them. Sometimes, or most of the time, your character's tested through adversity, and those girls have shown great character and great fortitude, so I'm really proud of them and what they're doing.
All right. What else do we have going on?
Let's see. Basketball actually started today for the girls.
All right.
First practice started today for the girls. Our boys will kick off next Wednesday, and their practices will start next Wednesday. So basketball season is started, and it's upon us. Good luck to Coach Hortz and those girls who started today. Our JV and our freshman teams will travel to Lubbock. They'll play at 5 and 6:30 at Estacada High School. You can get tickets at the gate. And then our combined team had a change in their schedule. We were dropped by Dublin, but we're able to pick up Wiley. So our combined team will play in Wiley at 4 o'clock on Thursday as well. Again, varsity volleyball at 4:30 at the high school at Warren Gym on Friday. And then varsity football will kick off against Estacada. I keep wanting to say La Vega. Estacada at 7 o'clock at Gordon Wood Stadium. So I'll see you there.
Yeah, and of course, the sub-varsity teams have had successful seasons this year.
Yeah, and on the football side, I've been very pleased, with our junior highs. They've been extremely successful. I think we did the quick math the other day, and I think throughout the program from 7th grade B all the way to the varsity, so you're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams. I think we're somewhere in the area of 60-something, 60 and 9, something like that as a total program. So
good year.
Yeah. So for the growth of, they say about 5 years in, you can start seeing a reflection of the program. And we're in our 5th year, and we have a great group of coaches that have really worked extremely hard for 5 years to try to, build the foundation that we feel we need to develop young men and women to be successful, not in sports but in life. And if you can do that and you can create a winner, then the result of that is winning. And, for the football side right now, I'm really pleased with what I see. I'm pleased with the numbers. I'm pleased with the effort. The kids desire to beat Brownwood Lions, and it's important to them again. And for us to be successful all the way from 7th grade B all the way to the varsity is really neat to see, and I really enjoy and admire watching what our kids are doing. Football is a sport that's not easy. Everybody can't play it. It's not for everybody. You got to be special. You got to be able to grind. You got to be able to put in work and work hard to get delayed gratification, and to see the growth that we have through all levels of the program is really exciting and important to me.
All right. Anything else you want to mention today, Coach?
I think we hit everything sports-wise, so, hey, we better thank those sponsors that make this show possible. Auto Glass Magic, Werner Auto Group, Syntex Body and Paint, Syntex Equipment Sales, Citizens National Bank, Dan Hill Containers, Dr. Bon Young, Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, Edward Jones Investments, Hendrick Medical, Howie Enterprises, Humphrey Pete's, Heartland Funeral Home, Landmark Life, MC Bank, Painter and Johnson Associates, Smith and Sharp Agency, Sonic Drive-In, Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, Weldon Wilson Electric, Western Bank, and Willie's Teas.
All right, that wraps up today's show. We will be back Monday to review the Estacado game and look forward to Andrews here on KOXC, KOXC.com, the KOXC app, and the KOXC Facebook pages.
Have a great day, Brownwood.